Are you ready?
Yeah.
I think there's a mouse in here. Did a mouse get in? Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance, John Peckman podcast, beautiful downtown Portland. Come over the bridge, go through one set of lights, start looking left. Like and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the bell. Tell your friends, your neighbors. Do we have neighbors anymore? Does anyone have neighbors out there? We're here with Ed Misenti.
Mick Jagger does.
Hey, a repeat offender.
Yes.
Ed was here when we started this whole thing.
Number 6.
There were no cameras. We never saw you. So now we get to take in the entire experience. They just heard it. Now they can see it and hear it at the same time.
That's not a good thing.
No, well, hey, it's too late now. It's already happening.
Yeah.
It's already
I got roped into this.
Hey, man. I got roped into life. I mean, whatever. Don't we all?
Yeah.
At some point. All right. So Ed is. Have you been here the longest of all the teachers here?
Yes.
At Connecticut Valley.
25 years as of May-ish.
Wow. 25 years of teaching guitar here at Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance in beautiful downtown Portland. Come over the bridge, go through one set of lights, and look left. We got to fit that all on the sign now. That's the name of our place. That's what we're called. So how did it all? Were you the only teacher? You and Dave. That's it. Probably.
No, you had Greg Wilkes on sax and
okay. Yeah, I remember him.
Nancy. Peter Kudaritis was doing drums and vibes.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know who was doing piano.
But you were in the first wave.
No, actually, I took Michael Clary's job.
Oh, wow. How'd you find here? How did this happen?
The short story is I was collecting unemployment, came in to buy some strings, and Dave said, Dave heard me through the grapevine that I had taught at Rivers Music in the 80s for about 3 years. And he said, you feel like teaching? And because Michael Clary, his wife said, this is what Dave told me.
Sure.
His wife said,
which means it's a lie.
We have a kid coming, and you have to get a real job now, so you can't just play gigs and teach.
Oh, this is what Michael Clary's wife said.
That's what Dave said to me. Yeah.
Okay.
So, sorry, Mike.
Oh.
So, he started me with 3 students on a Thursday night.
Hey, man. Nothing wrong with that.
See how it worked out.
Yeah.
And built it up from there.
Mm-hmm. And Michael Cleary went and got a real job.
Yes, he did.
A kid.
Working for, where was he working, Dave? The music people.
Oh,
selling equipment.
Sure. That's a real job.
And Ed Corvo.
With Ed, smiling Ed Corvo. Yeah. That's what we call
I know Ed.
Yeah, oh yeah. We call him Smiling Ed because he smiles, but he doesn't create smiles on other people.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like
When I was out in California, he was out there at the Guitar Center.
Is that right?
Yeah.
When? Back
This was late 80s, early 90s.
Eddie was out there? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Ed Terrio.
Oh, okay. I don't know who that is. Who's Ed Terrio? Doesn't matter.
Another guy.
Ontario.
Another Ed.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I didn't think Ed Corvo was out there. That would be heavy. Wow.
You're talking about the bass player.
Yeah, the bass player. Yeah.
Brothers, drums.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know them.
Okay, never mind. All right. So anyway.
No, actually, you and I jammed with him once.
We did?
Dave did something at the library, and we played Sissy Strut.
Oh, okay. Sure. I believe you.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't remember.
No.
Sounds like that could have happened.
It did.
It could have happened.
Dave set it up. It was one of his grandmaster plans, like tonight.
Yeah. Well, hey, man.
Are you going to tell everybody why I'm doing a second one here tonight?
I did, didn't I?
No.
Why?
Because your guest didn't show up on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, because we had a mishap on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But
Bruce Springsteen was supposed to be here.
Bruce Springsteen himself was supposed to be here. But that's okay because you were anyway, none of this is important. But
exactly.
I have we can do repeats now. I have done a few because we've been around for years, so I figure, whenever I go, we'll come back, we're back. So
yeah.
And
we even said something at the end of the first one. We said we're going to have to do, I don't want to do it tonight. I'd like to make some notes, but we said we were going to do something like stupid stuff that happens at gigs and rehearsals.
Now let's do that. Let's do it.
Mm,
Why not?
okay.
All right.
Wing it,
So that's why. But anyway.
because I have nothing to say.
But then you're here because it's time for a repeat anyway. So
Mhm.
it was going to happen. It was going to happen anyway. It's not that much of a
Have you been
concept.
interviewed yet?
Yep.
Who did you?
Dave.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
maybe I'll do a repeat.
I didn't.
See what happened in a year. Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, no, I was one time because someone didn't show up.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, let's just get this over with. And then that way we don't have to wonder.
You're getting good at this talking.
Yeah. Yeah, I talk quite often.
Yeah.
You know, I used to be a mime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for a while, and I didn't talk at all. Were you around when I was nonverbal? I would come in and be trapped in a box, and then I would run against the wind, and that was it. I didn't have any other. I took 2 mime classes. That was it. I would come in with a fake bouquet of flowers, and then I couldn't communicate effectively, so I started speaking again.
I see.
Yeah. But Ed's been around, around and back. I mean, we could recap some of your history if you want, in case people didn't hear the first one.
We kind of touched on the beginning a lot.
Yeah.
And we left out the Hollywood period. I'd like to talk about that on the third one.
No, this is the third.
No, it's the second.
All right.
Because I can name drop a lot and stuff like that, but I
well-
would need some notes because there was just so many things that happened.
So you didn't even want to do the second one. You're already planning the third one. I
Yeah.
see how you operate. That's fine.
No, I wanted to do a planned one.
Oh, you want to take a minute? Here.
I need more than that.
Collect yourself. I'll just play this for a minute. You'd be like, oh, yeah, I remember. Here, this one is better. Maybe
Oh, I like that.
That's better to think to.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Tonight's the
Do them
night.
both at the same time. Oh, you can actually do that. I just did that.
Tom Izzo's
Was that the first time?
Maybe, yeah. I might have done it accidentally before. Well, I mean, tell us.
What do you have in your ears? Are you hearing us
Yep.
without wearing headphones?
No, I put on something else entirely.
ears.
Oh, you got in-ears.
Yeah, they're just
I see.
earbuds. Because I want everyone to see.
Your new haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want headphones on.
I just got one last night.
Yeah, there you go. See?
See, we can talk about boring stuff.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
anticipation of this.
What happened?
In anticipation of this.
Yeah, I got a haircut just for the gig. Yeah, Ed got a haircut just for this. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Summer cut.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I do it. I do it. I
Yeah.
have to start over.
Ask
Hair-
him about the Ed Misenti group.
The Ed Misenti Group.
Yes.
Oh, a law firm. I've heard about them. Imagine Ed Misenti Group.
And associates.
Yeah, and associates. Yeah.
Ones that never show up.
Yeah. Yeah. What's up with that?
Yeah.
What's up with that? Tell
They
us
never
about it.
show up, so there's nothing
Oh, they
up.
never show up. Oh, okay. No associates. Oh.
What's up with that? Let's see. We went in Coffee House Studios. I think it was February,
Sure.
and laid bed tracks down for 4 songs for my album. And now I have to add parts on there. I've been writing horn parts.
Like Brian May, like guitar orchestrations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why
Yeah.
Not? Why not?
And I've been writing horn parts and thinking about this section needs organ on the pre-chorus and this needs this and that. So over the course of the next, probably till the end of the year, I'll be overdubbing. I was going to record a whole 10-song album, and we got 4 tracks done. And what do you think, John? These days, people aren't really putting out an album. They're doing singles, and then maybe after they do 3, 4,
yeah.
then 5 even, then they'll put out an album. Is that the way things are going now?
I guess. I don't really know.
I'm trying to figure out how to do this. It certainly would save money,
Yeah. I don't really know.
which is a big issue.
Sure. I don't know.
What do you think? You think that'd be the way to go? Every few months, maybe just finish one
I mean,
and then
Yeah.
release that?
to be completely, I don't want to be, I don't know how much of a bummer to be, but yeah, I would just release a song and just put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
People will hear it,
Yeah, I have an
just-
idea for the first video, which will cost basically nothing,
Yeah.
but it'll be something. It'll be a video to go with the song.
Yeah. Or not even, but I mean, nowadays you could put a still photo and just, because that's how
Right.
people listen to music.
Right.
Just listen to a song at a time, and then eventually you can create a YouTube playlist. That's the whole album. When you finish,
Right. That's
Keep
kind
it
of what I
one at a time.
decided to do.
why not?
The original plan was, finish the 10 songs, put the whole thing out,
Sure.
have an album release party,
Sure,
and
sure.
but with the way things are going these days, I don't know. It's like almost too much information right away for the mindset of
Yeah.
of the day.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I said, it would certainly make it easier
Yeah.
to concentrate on one tune.
Yeah.
So there's 4 bed tracks done. So that's something I've been
I don't know.
pondering.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's good. I'm making it up. Did I tell you I'm making it?
No,
I'm making
what are you doing?
all Dulcimer. Dulcimer, because I started playing that thing.
That's right. I
And
remember
I
that.
bought a digital recorder that's I can do more than 4 tracks, but I'm trying to just keep it to 4 tracks. And there's microphones in the machine is like, it's like this big.
Okay.
Mic placement, 1 take, 1 track, maybe 4 parts. That's it. No punches, no edits, no flying stuff in. I wanted to get traffic noises. I had to stand out in my yard and time it when a car came by.
Sure.
To get it, and that's it. I'm just going to record straight, no effects, nothing, just where the mic, because it's just acoustic instruments.
Right.
I got a couple of dulcimers. I'm going to buy a mandolin. I have a pump organ. I record a
Nice.
glockenspiel. Just anything, nothing plugged in. I have an acoustic bass, acoustic guitar bass. That's it. Everything just recorded with these microphones, and it sounds pretty. The mics sound good.
So there's going to be like 4 instruments at a time
Yeah,
on the song.
yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Uh, And you've got something to mix this down on.
Yeah, you can mix it down internally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. It's like
How much does that cost?
it was like $250. $200.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's like you can actually record infinite amount of however much memory you can. I discovered that.
Mhm.
You remember in the old days you would have a 4-track recorder
Right.
and you could mix down 3 to 1,
That's right.
but not even stereo. You would have to make a
Right.
decision. And then you can mix all 4 down to a virtual stereo track.
Wow.
And then just so you could do infinite, but I'm trying to keep it to just 4 because I can't even think of more than 4 parts anyway. I'm just like,
Well, that's all it needs.
that's it.
Yeah.
Especially for this, I'm just, I'm learning one song at a time, and I'm not good enough that when I learn to play it, I practice it over and over till I can just run it down.
So these are cover songs.
A little of both. I wrote a couple,
Okay.
just ditties. They're like,
Sure.
nothing
A
spectacular.
lament.
Yeah, yeah, a little, little ditty.
A
And I'm just gonna
sonata.
keep going until I end up with 10 of them. Some covers, some originals, whatever.
You said pipe organ and all that. Are you going to do something maybe a little strange like Tom Waits got into,
I
like
don't know.
swordfish and trombones and
You never know.
that kind of stuff?
You never know. I don't know where it's gonna go.
No vocals.
No,
Okay.
no, I don't think so.
Wow.
But I need another instrument to play melody. So I'm like, well, I'll get a mandolin and just learn,
Yeah.
melody parts, and that'll be.
You know what's cool? I had a mandola once. You know what that is?
Yeah, I think so. Tell me,
What
like, what's the?
I don't know what the real ones look like, but what a guy did is he took an acoustic guitar
Yeah.
and he made a mandola out of it. So the body was an acoustic guitar.
Oh, okay.
And it's, imagine a 12 string. So there's 2 strings together,
Yep.
close together,
Yep.
but there's only 4, there's 4 double strings.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It's like a giant mandolin, kind of.
yeah, I guess that's what it is. I know there's different tuning for it though.
Huh.
It's almost like that,
Cool.
the vibe of the tuning. I played you a track once that
Yeah.
I did with it.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
vibe of the tuning, if you go with standard tuning, is you only need 1 or 2 fingers too.
But that's
Right.
I'm not much of a player.
Right.
So that's yeah.
And I played it for you, and it has that vibe of what's the third song on Zeppelin 4?
Going to California.
No, first side,
Stairway to Heaven.
right before that, the one the girl sings with him.
Oh, Battle of Evermore.
Yeah, it's got that sort of vibe to it.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
which kind of fits in the whole Dulcimer thing.
Yeah.
You might want to look into that.
Yeah. I could. Yeah, if I run across any instrument.
Because it's a bigger body than having the mandolin tiny sound,
maybe I will, maybe.
and also for your fingers too.
Yeah, maybe I'll look for one. You can find anything on
Yeah.
Reverb. Maybe somebody has one.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool. I have an auto harp I'm going to tune. It's going to take a month, but I have one. I'm going to try and tune it.
Ooh, wow.
Strum on that a little. Yeah.
How about regular harp? This harp.
Tell you what, I saw. Oh, you know what? I saw
That's acoustic.
a harp the other day. And I was like, oh, now we're talking. But that's crazy.
See, I
Imagine
like
that.
this talking about you. So how was it when you?
Hammer Dulcimer. That's going to be next. That's going to be crazy though.
Oh.
Next pandemic. Like I started this when we were on lockdown because I had time.
Right.
But Hammer Dulcimer is a whole other thing. That's going to take a whole. I have to wait.
Why do they call it hammer dulcimer?
Because you play it with not hammers, but it's. You don't. It's like, you know what it is. It's like a piano, inside out. It's like a soundboard, the strings, and you play it with these little mallets. Ding, ding,
Oh, you hit the string itself.
Mm-hmm. So
Are the mallets metal?
no,
Okay.
they're like chaffs of wheat.
Really?
Yeah. It's a beautiful sound. It's really cool, and the way that the bridge is, it tunes. It's weird, but guys tear that thing up. It's a beautiful sound.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that'll be someday.
And harp too.
And yeah, why not?
Mouth harp.
Yeah, why not?
It's acoustic.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I might. Yep. I got Chris Tino. He's going to come. Maybe you could play. Anyone, he plays mandolin and banjo, and I told him a couple of standard, kind of bluegrassy tunes. Learn this. We'll go around, and then you take the solo, and okay, we're going to work on it.
Wow.
Fun.
That sounds cool.
I kind of like the idea of me making something where I don't play drums at all.
Okay.
No drums.
Right.
It's like I made this on the completely instruments that I don't play, and see what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's an experiment.
It'll be terrible. It'll be awful.
It'll be original
Why
because
not?
nobody's doing it like that.
I guess.
The combination of the instruments.
Some of my favorite drummers are not drummers, so I'm looking at it like I'm not a guitar player, so it'll be different.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
So are you going to release this as a
what he's
whole
doing.
album, or are you going to do stream one song at a time?
That's a good point. I don't know. Probably one song at a time.
So I'm on the right track.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
Anyway, that was cool. You ate up a bunch of time asking about me. That was
Yeah.
clever.
So when you did that Starlix video with Leo Nositelli,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
what
Oh.
was it like meeting him?
Do you really want to know?
Sure.
I didn't tell this story?
No.
Oh my God, it
Do you want me to prep it?
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking. Then I'll tell you my...
Okay.
Oh,
For anybody who doesn't know who Leo Nositelli is, he was with the Meters. They had their heyday in the mid-'70s in New Orleans. They were like the premier New Orleans funk, which is
Sure.
different than like disco funk or New York funk. And back in the day, even before you did the video with him,
Yep.
they had a thing called Starlix.
Mm-hmm.
And it was for guitar players, and what they would do is interview famous people, and they would kind of show you part of their technique and some licks and stuff like that. And you got to see the camera right on their fingers, and they would talk about sound and all that.
Sure.
And a lot of famous people did that, from Brian May.
Pre-YouTube, like now.
Right,
But
right. And you'd buy the videotape, and you take it home, and you could rewind it and watch it over and over, because that's what guitar
yeah.
players wanted.
Yep.
Not one shot, and what did he play? I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did Brian May, Robin Trower. They did a whole bunch of people, Brian Setzer and all that. So this is a little late in the game, but Leo Nositelli did one.
It was Rock House, a different company.
Well, yeah,
Anyway,
but
same-
basically it was
yeah,
Starlix, like, yeah.
Yep.
And John, somehow, they were going to film this in Connecticut. And Leo just needed a drummer to lay down a beat,
Yep.
stop and start when he would explain things.
Yep.
And John got the gig.
I did.
And so tell us, how did you get the gig, first of all?
Most nerve-wracking day, one of the most nerve-wracking days of my life.
Really?
Yes. Okay, so...
Because I saw you after that, and you just said, like, yeah, it was no big deal. He just wanted me to play some funk beats.
I was lying.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, all right, so here's why it was weird. So Vic,
Because he's an icon.
he's an icon.
And for anybody who doesn't know, Sissy Strut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Vic Steffens owns Horizon Music Group in West Haven, and so it was his studio, and John McCarthy is the owner of Rock House Method, so it was his gig, and I knew him, and I guess they had Leo in town. He must have had Leo, and so yeah, they just need a track without guitar, so that he could play guitar over it when they film the actual thing. So they just basically need, and so I get a phone call. It's Vic. As these things usually happen, it's like a last minute session. Vic calls me and he goes, "Hey, can you play Sissy Strut?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." He goes, "Can you play Sissy Strut tomorrow at 9 a.m?" And I'm like, "I just sure, I guess so." He's like, "Can you come down here at 9 and play Sissy Strut with Leo?"
With Leo.
With Leo.
Not recording the
meters.
track, like you originally just said.
That's what he told me.
Okay.
So I just said, "Okay, so you want me to be there at 9, be here at 9 ready to play." Okay. So I show up at 9 and I'm not a morning person. And so I wear contacts normally. So if I have to get up that early, my eyes are burning. I just put my glasses on and I go, "It's going to be a glasses day," because my eyes are bugging out. And I had these back, this is probably would it be the 90s or the early?
It was a long time ago.
The early Audis.
Yeah.
Who knows, but I had these big round spectacles. That was my thing. So I showed up with my glasses, and Leo's there, and so what are we doing? And they said, "Well, we're going to play, we just need a bed track. We need you to play Sissy Strut with Leo's going to play bass, you're going to play drums, and then
You're going to record it.
we're going to record it."
Okay.
He's going to overdub.
So wait a minute. Back up a little bit. So when did you know it was Leo you knew about the meters?
Yeah, oh yeah.
When were you told
He told me, he just said, "Can you play?"
when he made the phone
with Leo?
call?
Yeah.
Oh, so you knew then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like,
So you show up.
I know how to play Sissy Strut.
Sure.
So I'm like, all right, it's Leo. And he was totally chill. So I'm like, I can handle this. But here's the thing, is for whatever reason, the thing that made it nerve-wracking, I don't know why Vic did this. I don't think he did it on purpose for me. But so in a typical studio, you have the control room, and then there's glass, just like you see in the movies. And behind the glass is Mariah Carey,
Sure.
however you picture it.
The band.
And so I went out into there, and Leo was in the control room playing bass because you could run direct into the console, and Vic is there mixing. So I'm the only one out in the studio playing drums, but for some reason, Vic set the drums up so that my back was completely to the glass. So I can't, usually you need to see
some eye contact, yeah.
to see if he's whatever.
Yeah.
And also, when you're in the studio, you can't hear what they're saying.
Right.
There's silence unless they hit the talkback. So I'm like, okay? And he's like, you could play Sissy Strut? And I'm like, I think so. Sure, I think that I can. According to Leo of the meters, I don't know. But
Right.
we'll find out. So I sit down with my back completely. I have no idea. Maybe I'm thinking it's a prank, like they just left. Like they're going to make them sit down and just leave the room.
Okay.
Out there. And okay, let's play. Maybe it was a click. I don't even remember. And he played bass, or actually he might have played guitar, and I played drums and an overdub. I don't remember how it went, but anyway, okay.
I have that. I ordered it just on stop on that note.
Hey.
There is no bass on the whole thing.
Oh, okay, all right.
He played guitar.
Okay,
Yeah.
but that wasn't the keeper. Like they were
Right.
keeping the drums. So.
Right.
But anyway, all right, here we go. Yeah. I'm playing. And we get through. We get done. Boom. Silence. No talk back. And I can't even, like at least if I could see, like, yeah, cool.
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah, you don't know how you played.
Yeah, and they nothing, and then usually Vic, this is usually the way it is. It's like and then you kind of sense that there's something going on.
Yeah.
You don't know if they're going to get this, and they just hear, "Sounds great, come on in."
Okay.
So we did. I don't know how many were.
There was a lot of little
We did-
bits.
Yeah, he just said, "Can you?"
Because he
play
was
something-
demonstrating certain parts of his songs.
Play something to this. Play something to that.
Yeah.
It was probably.
So what about the bits that he did? Did he?
I don't remember.
Did he rehearse those with you? Did he say, play something to this and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
we'll record it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I want to do something that bang, whatever.
Right, and he'd play a little bit.
Yeah. I said,
Okay.
Cool. Okay, cool.
And then you count it in and you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just tried my best. I mean, you know how it is.
Yeah.
I have to, and if you're anywhere even remotely the kind of musicians that we are, the meters is a part of your thing.
Yeah.
It's a huge,
Yeah.
So I can switch into meters mode. I can kind of, it's like, well, I can play with you because I've played with you before.
Yeah, yeah, sure. That's a good way to put it.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
It's like, I kind of know where you're coming from. I'm not going to play heavy metal. It's like,
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to play meter style. But a white kid from Wallingford ain't the dude from, I'm not Zigaboo from New Orleans.
Right.
But I tried my best. And everybody seemed to be cool. All right, man. Cool. All right, see you later. And I left.
Wow.
I just thought, I don't know. And then Vic calls me the next day, and he goes, "Hey, man, you sounded great yesterday. Great job." He goes, "Leo loved you." And I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." He cracked me up. He goes, "Man." He goes, "When that kid walked in with them Coke bottle glasses up on his face, I said, oh, he ain't gonna play a lick. Well, that kid was pretty good." And and
wow.
so I would put that on my tombstone. That kid was pretty good.
Yeah. Sure. That's great.
So I just, I barely passed. And then I didn't forget about it, but I didn't pursue it. I told John, when am I ever going to see this? I don't know. And then years later on YouTube, I just happened to, eventually you're like, let me find out who I exist. And I'm like, oh, damn, there's that thing. And there he is going, I won't, play Sissy Strut now. Okay, roll the thing. And it's me playing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, that's me. And he's like kind of grooving to the track. Success.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
That was it. That's the only.
Oh, he was grooving to it. Because I rewound that a bunch of times listening to what was going on.
But again, not to blow smoke up my own, but I mean, okay, if he called me and said, Kerry King from Slayer's here, we need you to come in, I'd be like, I ain't that dude.
No.
I ain't that dude.
Wrong tool for the job.
Right. And not saying that I ain't Zigaboo, and there's a lot of cats that play that stuff better than I do, but I know the Meters lane enough.
Yeah.
Because I've played to Meters recordings as part
Well,
of
you
my
also
thing.
have a reputation as being a funky drummer, too. So,
That's what Leo said. That kid's pretty good. Yeah. I guess.
No, you do. You did.
I love
because he's not going to call just anybody. That's not like, can you play rock beat number one?
Well,
and we're doing a rock thing, and we just need rock beat number one.
However,
because a rock drummer could never play that stuff.
No, there's another layer to it. Let me just say.
Yeah.
Also, is that Vic Steffens, who was the producer of that session, was my drum teacher when I was 11.
Oh.
So he created me.
Oh, so he knew what you were capable of. He just didn't know if you knew the
knows-
song or not.
He knows me. Because he probably, when I was a little kid, I wanted to be him. He was the dude. He would come to my house and go, good Cheap Trick is nice, but you check this out, or whatever.
Wow.
So I don't particularly recall him bringing the Meters, but anything funky, I mean, he created me, so he knows what I'm capable of.
Did he ever turn you on to Purdy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure.
Wow.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you found Purdy through him?
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I was a kid, and I remember...
But you heard Purdy without knowing it,
yeah.
like on radio stuff, because he's on so many,
Sure. Yeah, like
tracks.
But I remember Vic, at the time, it was Steely Dan time, and it was like, hey, Asia, okay, Steve Gadd, okay. And Bernard, and,
Yeah.
I learned all that stuff from him, because that was... So anyway, point being... He did call me and not somebody else because he knew Peckman. I know he's got part of this because I gave it to him.
Yeah.
So it's not entirely.
Well, he's trying to stretch you back in the day, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, why not?
Yeah.
I'm curious. You want to. I like, but I also can play metal and punk rock and I can play a lot of things. But I do like funky music. And I do feel like I'm good at it because I like it. I do like it.
Right.
I like it anyway. My parents were into R&B too, so it wasn't just Vic. I grew up in a household of...
But the people out there in Radio Land
Sure.
that don't know this, when we're talking Meters funk, it's not what you think.
Right.
It's not
Right. not
disco
James Brown.
funk or James Brown funk. It's a very different kind of funk. And see, not every drummer can play that stuff. So obviously,
I don't
John,
think
that
I
was
played-
good.
I don't think I played it better than anybody
No.
else in the world could have. I held my own. in
Well,
that
the whole
moment.
point with that thing too is they didn't want Zigaboo in there doing a bunch of fills and off time stuff. He was there to demonstrate licks, and he wanted just a guide funk
Sure.
thing in back of him.
And you know what I realized years later?
And you did the right thing. You didn't showboat.
No, oh, no. Well, that's the other thing. Well, not to keep talking about Vic, but I was lucky. Maybe you had someone like this, but when I met Vic, he, to me, what Vic was a drummer, and he was on the scene when he started teaching me, and then he kind of retired from playing to become the producer guy. But to me, Vic is like Mick Fleetwood. That's who he is. Tasty, deep, total pocket, and when he does something, it's meaningful, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to be like him. So it wasn't like, Neil Peart is not good, but I wanted to be like, and I would go see Vic play, and I was like, that's what I want to play like. No nonsense, just laying it down, nice and fat and deep, and then when you do something, it supports the tune or it's meaningful. No wasted stuff. And that's kind of what I like to do.
Well, that's what you've developed into.
Yeah, in a large part because of him, and then,
Now, have you been playing lately? You do, or just still
Not really.
DJing?
No, not really. Not really. A couple of gigs here.
Because I never see you anymore. Like
Yeah.
the day you're here to teach, I'm gone by the
Yeah.
time you get here.
Yeah.
So it's been like years now that I haven't bumped into you.
Oh, here we are.
So
No, I'm not playing that much. Not really.
what if you say this is good? I can ask him on the air here.
You don't even care about. You're just killing time, so you can go. "Great,
No.
you didn't even talk about. No.
No. This is why I called you a couple weeks ago. We played
right.
phone tag and we never spoke, but
Yeah.
I was going to ask you because I know you're not playing. I know that whole situation.
Sure.
You're getting old and stuff.
Yeah.
You're 55 now,
Yeah.
right? I'm
Double-
65.
Double nickels.
Yeah. Brian Caudle's playing with me,
Okay. Yeah.
but he plays a lot of gigs because he's got to support himself.
Sure.
And that's what he does.
I
He's
don't.
a play-
I'm independently wealthy, so I don't have to support myself at all.
he's,
I just sit in the counting house and just sit there all day. Anyway.
But out of the blue, if it happened twice or three times a year,
Yeah.
and I needed somebody really bad, would you be into doing something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not 4-hour gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about the details later.
Play all meters.
'Cause,
all meters. So.
Neil, because I told him that. I says, well, he says Brian's playing a lot, and what are we going to do if we get something, a good offer, and and I said, well, I can always call
I'll
John.
ask John on the podcast. He can't say no because it's on record.
And Neil loved that. He goes, oh, I'll play with John anytime.
Right, and vice versa.
Yeah,
So,
so
yeah.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, sure.
And Dan's involved.
Okay.
Dan Hollenbeck.
No. Okay. I'm just kidding. Imagine. Wait. No.
Anybody but him.
That dude? No. Dan's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
he is. Okay,
yeah.
good to know.
Oh yeah, sure. As a little postscript, you ever do this years later? So I did ask Leo. I did because I never really learned Sissy Strut. I played it in countless cover bands and played, close.
Yeah.
Because, who cares? And I remember asking him, do you want me to play it exactly? And he goes, nah, just get in the pocket and play something. So I played some whack version, and then years later, I learned how it actually goes.
Yeah.
And I did not play that on the thing.
No.
So if
no.
I could go back in time, I would have actually,
But
it's...
I know what it is, yeah. But 99% of the drummers that play it don't play the original version.
Including me,
And-
until now.
And Zigaboo doesn't either.
Okay.
So, because the actual original version is kind of, I don't care for it that much.
Yeah.
It is what it is,
Yeah.
but it's kind of herky-jerky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Maybe unnecessarily syncopated
yeah.
in a way.
Yeah, so most drummers, I guess, just say like, "Well, let me get some of that," and then
Yeah.
and they lay down
That's
a.
kind of what I did.
Yeah.
But I'm ashamed. But now I look back and I go, damn, I should have.
I don't think he wanted that though,
Maybe not.
because he wanted to keep everything straight.
He said, hey, kiddo, learn the tune. Okay.
Right.
Then I would have. Of course, there was. I don't even know if there was YouTube. What would I have done? I wonder.
Record.
Yeah, somewhere.
You have to call somebody up that has a CD or something.
Yeah, I would have
Can
figured it
can you be down here in 10 minutes?
Yeah, Leo's gonna kill me. But yeah.
I saw the original Meters.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
About 12 years ago
Wow.
in New York.
Yeah.
And they came out, no announcement. No, this is the Meters and none of that. And they came out, and what they did was, for the first 40 minutes,
They tuned up.
they just kept going from bits of songs to other songs. And when they finished all that, they said, okay, we're all warmed up now. We're going to start our first song. It was great.
Wow.
How they were set up was Leo and George Porter were in the center,
Yeah.
and the drums and the keyboards were on either side.
Yeah, that's
so
cool. I've done that.
they talked to each other, and he would walk over to him, and he'd walk over to him like,
nice.
this is what we're going to do next.
nice.
And then they come back to the center, and they talk again. He'd play some stuff, and then they kept doing
Yeah,
this.
yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, they were great.
I've done gigs. I had a band that used to set up like that.
Yeah.
Keyboard and drums on either side, and
It's interesting, especially when you have a Hammond.
Yeah. What we were trying to do back then was the vocalist in front. If you get the drums out of the way, the drums don't leak into the vocal mic. That was the idea. Was kind of get a lane going. The sound man was like, "Hey, why don't we?" It was an idea because the snare drum's always getting into the vocal mic.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, that's why. That's why that's why now sound men won, and they put plexiglass around in case the drum, and that's why, because they find. I mean, I get it, but like you want to turn the lead vocal up, and you're just turning the snare up with it. Because,
Really?
yeah, that's theoretically part of it. So that's why every gig you see they put the drummer in a dunk tank.
Have you played in one of those before?
Yep, it's terrible.
What's it like for you
It's
being on the other side of that?
Unbelievably loud. It's unbelievably.
You're loud. Your instrument?
Oh yeah, you're trapped in a plexiglass. It's
So how do you hear everybody else?
you have them. Well, if you're lucky enough to have in-ears, but when I first did that, and it was a wedge, you have them turn everything up in your wedge, and you're completely deaf because inside that booth it is so freaking loud. It's plexiglass.
Wow.
You hit the snare drum and it's like.
Wow.
So you're trapped in a. I quit. I used to play at a casino, and I did that gig for years. 5 nights a week it would be sometimes, just these little runs. And I showed up, same sound man, everything's cool, playing at the lounge, everything's groovy. And I show up for the first night of a run that I just did last month, and there's a dunk tank. And I'm like, why? New thing. Drums have to be in it. And I'm like, but it's me. I just played here last month. I'm not the loud drummer. Doesn't matter. It's corporate. Everybody's in the dunk tank. And I said to no disrespect, I'm not going to name names. I said to the band leader, I quit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not coming tomorrow night. Unless you're screwed, call someone else. I'm not putting up with this.
Yeah.
Because it's too loud for me. It's too loud in there for me.
Yeah.
I can't hear anybody. It's no fun. And I'm not the one that made people leave because I play drums too loud.
Right.
Put that guy in a booth.
Yeah.
And let me do what I'm supposed to do. Like, I know what my job is. I'm not here to make people leave.
Well, the sound man just should have said, I won't set it up for you.
They can't. But see, this is the thing about a casino.
Oh.
And he was cool. I mean, he knew, but he just goes, bro, it's my job.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I quit.
That's got to be
my last
horrible.
gig. Oh, it's the worst. It's the worst. And I just said, I know I'm a little nuts, but I said, I want you to do me a favor. Because his thing, nothing against the sound man. He doesn't care. But his job would be, he would roam around the lounge with his decibel meter and go.
Yeah.
Because, it takes one person to complain, and then you got to pull the whole world down. So I, just as a thing, I said, I know it doesn't matter because I quit, so I'll never see you again. But I'm just going to tell your management this. Give me your decibel reader, and I'm going to show you how loud it is for me in here.
Yeah.
I'm an independent contractor,
Yeah.
so I'm not union. You are jeopardizing my livelihood.
Yeah.
Put me in this thing because it was like 120. Just, you see how loud this is for me? I can't sue you guys. What if I go deaf? I know I'm being ridiculous.
Yeah.
No one went deaf. But I'm like, what if I, I'm like, nah, dude.
How do you deal with the subtleties playing
And then you
if
don't.
everything's so loud?
And then you don't.
Yeah.
And you don't. And the thing is like, dude, I've been playing this room for years. I'm not the problem. But
What kind of music was that?
it just general GB, R&B
Okay.
covers,
The Mustang Sally
the
Band.
Mustang Sally kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
sure.
it was not loud, and we were all pros,
Yeah.
all knew how to do the gig. But
Yeah.
then you go to I'm going to let you use your imagination, but there was this casino was you had to bring your own drums through hand truck. I mean, it was the worst gig ever. So I was just looking for an excuse to go. I'm out. It was a nightmare. So I had to, do all that, load in from the parking garage that's a half a mile away.
Of course.
3 trips with your drums and setup.
And nobody's moving for you either.
And the security stopping me every time I come in. I'm like, take a wild guess what's in here.
Yeah.
It's drums. And so, and then the other casino, there's no cage and there's backline, and that's the one you just walk in 15 minutes because they built on all the bad examples that the other,
Okay.
So
Sure.
so I think their level, I don't know how they're doing now because I haven't been there in years, but the first casino, their level of entertainment, and you can attest to this. I don't want to sound like a bunch of old guys, but what happens is you have professionals like us that were doing the gig. I know what my job is. I'm not there to call attention to myself. I'm not a rock star. I'm here to keep people here drinking, and I'm here to attract people that are walking by to go, oh, hey, man, maybe we'll check these guys out.
Right.
I'm not going to play too loud. I
Right.
don't want people to leave. I get it. But I think as the older cats like us started, the gigs got few and far between. They started bringing in dudes that think they're rock stars.
Yeah.
And they're all excited to play, and they're too loud. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, the hammer comes down.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
The professionals kind of got, and I'm just like, I don't want to sound like a jerk, but I don't need you to tell me how to do my job. I've been doing this job before you were here. Said to the sound man, dude, I was here before you. But anyway, see, you got me to talk about myself again.
I did.
And we're almost
See
out of
how I
time.
did that?
Ooh. But yeah, that was the dunk tank, not good. No bueno.
Yeah.
I get it. I know what.
Of course, you
sound
get
men
it.
win.
Sure.
Because I don't blame them
It's
now
like
because then they can turn the vocals because everything's separated now. They can finally
Mix like you're supposed to, like in the studio almost.
sure.
Sure.
So I
Nothing's
get it.
bleeding.
I get it.
Yeah.
And then maybe nowadays, in the dunk tank, if you have in ears, it wouldn't be as loud. But I was in there with a wedge.
Oh.
It was I was like, this is illegal. I can't.
yeah.
I'm not going in there.
Yeah. Within ears is
And
different.
that gig was like 4 sets. And I'm like, dude, I ain't doing this again. This is I can't. Although I'm sure somebody,
What did it pay?
What do you think it paid? It's like $100. But
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
5
For 4
nights in a
hours.
row. Yeah.
And dragging your stuff through
And
the
dragging
casino.
stuff in.
Yeah,
whatever.
sure.
But you could eat for free.
Yeah. A burger.
But at the time, I'm just, in the dead of winter, back in the day, you had a gig Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
Or Monday through Thursday. I think it was like an off night gig. So when those would come through, I played those with Neil. I used to play those with Neil. I'd take that gig. And then, you kind of make some dough on the off nights.
Yeah.
Before, So it was worth it at the time. But
And you were younger.
I was
You
younger.
put up with it.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah. And, there was the slight novelty of, I'm playing.
The casino,
Yeah,
man.
then
Yeah.
you-
Come down and check it out.
Yeah, check it out. And then you realize you're competing with a buffet. And people are choosing the buffet. Then that's what happens. But that's life in the big city, kids,
Yep.
But, I've had great experiences playing there too. But that was not one of them. That was that was one of the only gigs that I quit, like on the spot. Like, I'm not doing this again. I got to look out for myself. I can't.
So you didn't go back the next night?
Nope. No, he got another drummer who was probably less of a pain in the ass than me, and everybody was happy.
And put up with it.
Right, so that's fine.
And it was probably 10 or 15 years younger.
Right, and that's fine.
And put up with it.
Well, you know what? You know what it's like. You get too old, and then it's just, okay, we got someone else that...
It's not a novelty anymore.
That's fine.
It's not worth all the crap that you have to do to get there.
Kind of. It's all right.
And nobody's helping. It'd be different if everybody said, let's try to do this and make everything right for everybody.
Yeah.
And no.
Well, I think things changed. As a matter of fact, I don't think that I don't think those people play there anymore. I don't think it lasted.
Mm.
So, but anyway, but yeah, that's what the dunk tank is all about.
So that's what you guys
plexiglass.
call it.
That's what I call
Mm.
it. I just look at it and I go, drown me. Fill it full of water. Fill it full of gin to the top. Let me die. I'm like, nah, man. I got it. I get it. But how about if I just don't play loud? Because I can.
Right.
I can play quiet.
That would be the solution.
Yeah, I can actually,
Yeah.
I can actually play however. And if I have to play loud, I'll play loud.
Yeah.
But like if it's a quiet band, I'll play quiet.
Yeah.
How would that be? But,
That's too easy.
yeah. We got 15 minutes.
What do you mean we got 15 minutes?
We have 15 minutes left of this.
Why? How long has it been going?
It's been going for 45 minutes.
Oh, we have to do an hour?
Yeah, we have to.
Why? Who said?
I say.
Oh, I thought corporate said.
Yeah.
Corporate over
Plexiglass.
there.
Yeah.
The plexiglass. The guy behind the glass.
We should get glass. We should.
Here.
Imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. You're talking too loud.
Yeah. Yeah, keep it down. Best.
People are walking by.
Yeah. You were too loud for the people out there. Most mind-blowing live show, because I'm sure we've had this conversation. This is a new question that I ask people.
Sure.
The show I'm sure for you there's got to be more than one, but most memorable live shows that you saw that blew your mind.
Oh, this is the question.
Yeah, that's the question. Yep. You.
Yeah, me.
What?
See.
Uh-oh.
Okay, when you're at a level, all right, not these.
Is there an answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Not these two bands, but that would be like asking me Beatles or Stones.
Sure.
Okay, can we go 3 maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just,
okay.
That in your mind when you
Okay. 17 years old, 10 or 12 rows up off of the floor on the side.
Yep.
First seat over from the stage. 1975 physical graffiti tour at Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same year, 75.
Sure.
Later during that year, almost wintertime, almost at the end of the year, leaning on the stage, The Who's last tour with Keith Moon, and you're Pete Townsend this far away from me.
Oh, my God.
That's what I'm saying. You want me to pick?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, when it's that level.
Wow. That doesn't get any.
Jeff Beck, Blow by Blow, the first time he went out all instrumental.
Sure.
5-6 people from the stage. That's when it was general admission. You could walk up.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Where?
So that was good. That was 5 people from the stage. That was in Boston.
Oh, wow.
And then
Who's the drummer? Cozy Powell?
Purdy.
What? Oh, that's awesome.
Purdy didn't play on the album, Blow by Blow, but he did. The kid who played on the album was great, but he was 19, English, and Beck says, I can't take him on the road. He's a kid.
Ooh.
So we're going to America. Who am I going to get? Now, he had Wilbur Bascom on bass.
Okay.
And Wilbur says, what about Purdy? And he goes, oh, yeah, we can get him. Beck's, back up. Really? We can get him?
Those two were a thing.
Yeah. So he got him. So it was like a Wednesday night in
heavy.
Boston and a Friday night, 2 days later in New Haven. That one I wasn't close. But
boy. At the Coliseum?
yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's heavy.
But I remember going to school after the Boston
I never
one.
even knew Bernard played with Jeff Beck.
Oh, any board tape. It's all on, from 75.
Yeah.
And that's Bernard playing. Yeah, live.
Wow.
He did the whole
I'll have to
tour.
check that out, yeah.
And then he went to Japan at the end. And, he did the whole tour.
That's heavy.
Yeah, there's pictures.
That's heavy. I did not know that.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I didn't know who he was at the time.
Yeah.
You know?
But he was good.
Oh,
Must've
it
been
was
like, who's this
great.
guy?
It was great.
That's Bernard Purdy.
And he didn't play, the studio album's very, very syncopated.
Sure.
And all that. He played it like, he just let it funk and swing more like the way he does.
Yeah.
He did his thing.
I was just listening. Do you know this one? You want to hear something funny? I was going back over old records, and I used to have the Hair soundtrack of the movie, which was 1979.
Okay.
Because I remember my parents took me to see it, and I was like, well, it's Wilbur on bass, and it's Bernard.
No.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the whole album. But this is what's funny. And they did this whole album in a day.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing, at some point in the show, there's all kinds of music. There's like one thing they're doing like a country, like a... And Bernard sounds... They sound... They're just having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're hearing it, and you go, this is the most unfunky music in the world, and it sounds just as funky.
Really?
Yeah, it's great.
So it's the soundtrack to the movie.
Yeah.
Is it that one in my mind? I'm picturing like there's like a head on the front with green.
No,
and...
that's the Broadway.
Oh.
The movie was different, but
okay, I'll have to look it up.
But they're playing a country two-step and they're swinging. They're like but the way they...
Do you know who played drums in Broadway on that for years?
Idris.
Idris did.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
People don't know who we're talking about. Idris Muhammad, another funky drummer.
That book. You loaned me that book. It was...
Yes.
It was... I did not know all the things that he did. That book was huge.
Idris's book?
Yeah.
Okay.
You let me borrow it. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I know who this dude is.
And he played on a lot of the soul jazz stuff on Blue Note.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they said, even when Grant Green was going to do a live album in New Jersey, and they said, we need to keep the Blue Note sound, because that's when everything was getting funkier from 67 into the 70s.
Yeah.
And they said, Grant, you can't use your gig drummer. We got to have Idris come in, and he played on the record.
Oh, to give it more
the live, to give it more of that Blue Note sound. Yeah, those two guys
helped invent the Blue Note.
And both of these guys who people don't know who we're talking about, they're not chop masters at all, not close. But they'll make you feel good, and your body will move, and the pocket that they create
That's what I'm saying.
Makes you want to play.
Yeah, they're playing country tunes.
Anything.
On the soundtrack, and they're killing it. Bernard.
So what, you got me curious now. So on this Hair soundtrack, so there's the song Hair and all that. I've heard. Is there anything funky on there too?
Oh, yeah. Well, so I don't know.
It's not all country.
No. So they made this movie in 1979.
Okay.
So they're a lot of slap bass. They're funking it up.
Okay.
It's funkier. It's
badass.
I'll play it.
Bernard and who was playing bass?
Wilbur. You just said him.
Oh, Wilbur Bascom. Yes. Okay.
I think so. I've been trying to dig. It's hard to know because
I'll do some research.
It's clearly Bernard. I mean,
Oh yeah, you can tell once you know his thing.
Yeah, I know it's Bernard. Then I'm like, who's this? Is this Chuck Rainey? Who is this?
That's another great combo.
Right. So that was, I thought,
Chuck Rainey and Bernard.
Who would it? You know how we nerds, they go. So it's hard to. You can have a better chance of finding out now with the internet.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, okay, it's 1979.
Yeah.
It's got to be New York City.
Yes.
So that is definitely Bernard, even though I could tell it's Bernard. I know that's Bernard, and I just go, well, who would be the bass player? Who would be Chuck Rainey?
Yes.
Maybe Jerry Jamot. I don't know what he was doing.
Yes, people don't know. Jerry Jamot, too. Yep, he was a little simpler.
Yep. And I found out that
Gordon Edwards.
It's Wilbur, I believe. This is the latest.
Gordon Edwards was doing a lot of stuff then, too.
Sure.
From the band Stuff.
Yep.
With Steve Gadd. Oh, this stuff is amazing.
Yeah. It's not Steve Gadd. It's definitely Bernard.
Yep. Okay.
But
I got to research that now. You got me excited.
Yeah.
Buried Treasure.
I'll make you a copy of it. It's good.
This is funny. On my first podcast that we did, John, we were talking about buying a 45 when we were younger and listening to new music and stuff. And it's still the same thing excites me now.
Yeah.
Buried gold is out there that I want to find, because we're groove junkies.
Yeah. There's always something.
Yeah.
Let's hope there always is. There will be. There is. Yeah, you just go back. Especially now, everything is there.
It's easier.
You can just, you can go back and find it. I do that all the time.
Yep.
I'm always trying to go back.
And Wikipedia, you can at least find out who's, on the album.
Yep.
Like, who did that trombone solo? And you just go on Wikipedia, and every single album isn't on there, but You can find stuff.
Likely, yeah.
Yeah.
Likely to. Yeah, that's cool. Hey, you did it. You're almost done.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was cool.
Good, because I didn't want to talk about myself.
Yeah, no, I thought that was fine.
This is good.
Well, this is what the second ones are supposed to be.
Looser.
Because so if anybody wants to hear Ed's history, which was the first one of who and what and where, you could listen to that. This is more of we're just hanging out.
Yeah. This is how musicians talk.
And apparently the third one is going to be whatever you said it was.
We're going to do
You have to wait another year, though.
stupid stuff that happens at gigs and at rehearsals, band stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
From a drummer perspective, from a guitar player's perspective.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things, what you don't want to do when you're in a band.
Enough of those.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah. Now you got me thinking.
Oh, yeah, there's tons of stuff. And, it's funny. Everybody does it. Every band does it.
Yeah, pretty much. Did you ever do this? I'll just tell you one that springs to mind when I think of some of the funniest things I ever saw. And this is what's funny because this is so out of character for him. But did you ever, do you know Ray Morant? You know Ray?
Yes.
All right. We were playing.
Jammed with him once in an open mic.
Great guitar player.
Yes, great.
And
he's short like me.
Funky. Okay. Funky guitar player. Not Mr. Metal guy. I remember we were playing somewhere. I don't know why he did this, but he out of the blue decided to do the old.
Sure.
The Steve Vai, whatever, hula hoop, throw the guitar over your shoulder. And he did that and completely just powdered his Strat. Like he did that and it just went right into the floor and just went, and it was in pieces.
And you saw that?
Yeah. I was just like, why would you even do that?
No strap lock.
He just knows you got to have strap on.
Yes.
And but it was not even characteristic of anything that we were doing. I think he was just trying to be funny.
Oh, trying to be funny. Oh, so you weren't playing that kind of music?
No, that's what I mean.
And he never did that before.
Yeah,
that wasn't part of his shtick.
No. That's why I'm like the one and only time he ever did that, he destroyed his guitar. It's like,
Tell him about your saddle tramp video.
oh boy, we got 4 minutes. Make it a good one. What happened?
The acoustic.
Oh yeah, but that wasn't an accident.
Well, I know, but
We were filming and there was. Oh, okay.
You should do that on purpose. I'm sure.
No, actually, I didn't do any of that in the metal days. No.
Yeah.
Everybody was doing it. So.
Yeah, sure.
He's talking about a Saddle Tramp video of me appeared this past week on YouTube, and we are
which we'll have a link to.
We're lip syncing to the studio demo.
Sure.
And the first part of the song was acoustic with harp and he's singing.
Sure.
No drums yet, anything. So when we went to do the lip sync, I'm like, okay. And it wasn't an edit thing. It was a live call shot.
Sure.
So I have the Telecaster strapped on, but it's in back of me.
Sure.
And then I'm holding the acoustic.
Right. Ready for the.
Yeah, ready for it.
Moment.
And when it comes time, I unhook the strap over. I kind of turn sideways and unhook the strap button. And then I throw it. And I reach around and grab the electric, and boom, and it kicks in really loud.
The acoustic just goes to heaven. You just throw it, and it disappears like Prince. You see when Prince threw it, and where did it go?
I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah. Where did it go?
I don't know.
When you threw the acoustic.
Oh, we planned it. Somebody caught it. Somebody caught it. That's what I'm saying, Dave. It wasn't a big deal.
That's funny. No, they have a thing. Do you ever see the? Wow, man, we got the "While My Guitar Gently Weeps" solo. Did you ever see that
with Prince? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And so at the end, he throws his guitar straight up in the air, and
really
people are still like, well, "Where did it?" He must have had someone up there, but like they're still, that was his.
I never saw that. I got to watch that.
Crosses it, and then people have broken it down by frame. They're just like, "What? Where?" And he's like, already just walks away. He's already, he's strutting away, and they're like, so he literally had someone up in the just like I'm gonna make Tom Petty wish he was never born. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I just throw my guitar in the air, and if I say no gravity, there will be no gravity.
Right.
Like it won't dare fall.
I'm Prince.
Yeah, and probably a year later he'll be like fall, and it'll, you know what I mean? But anyway.
No, I never saw the end of that.
Yeah, no one did because he threw it and it never came down. All right, we gotta go.
All right.
This was fine.
This was good.
Yeah,
this was fine. I enjoyed this.
See, now next time I wouldn't have to drag you. Now you see how much fun it is.
Yeah.
We don't have to.
Just like going to the dentist.
Oh, don't even. All right. All right. John, here, you ready?
Yeah.
Say bye? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. John Peckman Podcast, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance, beautiful downtown Portland, Connecticut. Come over to Bridge, go over through one satellite, start looking left. Like and subscribe, hit the bell, get an alert. Listen, Dave will tell you how to have your own podcast. If you want to be on the show with me, just reach out. Ed Misenti was here again. We saw him this time. We didn't just hear him, we saw him. All right, see you later, kids.
Good night.
Good night. That is all.
If you'd like to start your own podcast, give us a call at Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Our professionally designed podcast space is here for all your recording needs. Rent out our studio to do interviews with up to 4 people, to record audiobooks, social media content, and all other recorded material. Our rentals include a private studio along with our professional-grade podcasting equipment, and we can customize your output to whatever your needs are. We also have green screen capabilities, which will expand to video capability if you so wish. So check us out here at convalley.net/podcast.